Ink game. More specifically, Squid game. It's a game with 4 to 8 players at one time competing to win it all, and I was one of them. This was a game about war, a game about murder and bloodshed. But for this story, we need to go back to the beginning. It was the end of Glass Bridge, and there were 8 players left in the game. Most of these players had more than 20 wins. Meanwhile, I was only at 5. So I asked to see if they would consider rebelling, but they all seemed very opposed to this idea. At this moment, I realized that no matter what I would say, they would continue for one more game, so I needed a teammate. Before the next game, I decided to try to team with the player I most trusted, Hedgehog. Fortunately, they accepted my team request, and we teamed up for the next game. Me and Hedgehog met up at Mingle and briefly chatted before the round started. I anticipated that the next number they would call would be 1, so when the gates opened, I ran to a door and shut it so no one could get in. The timer ticked down to 0 and the second round started. I stayed with Hedgehog as they announced 2 trying to get into a group with him. We rushed a door, however another pair walked into the room and tried to kill me using the overpowered lightning god. My teammate, however, saved my life at the critical moment. Another player walked in and my teammate also swiftly took him out. At this point and time, he was the best player and scariest person in the lobby. We were now at the newest game. This video is centered around Squid game. The game started and chaos ensued with people punching each other left and right. My teammate grabbed the pole from the middle and started swinging like a maniac trying to kill someone. I was running around frantically trying to dodge the attacks from every angle when Hedgehog killed JBP by throwing the pole. We had our required kill, so I told everyone to stop attacking since there was no reason to. I thought we had a little peace, but out of nowhere, Crypto started attacking me, starting another fight on the tower. No one died during that, but tensions were high on the towers. The second round started and people were fighting before the button was pressed. I was able to press the button, but it was too late. 2 other people died before the button was pressed, and there was only 3 of us. Me, Bonnie, and my teammate Hedgehog. So we pushed off Bonnie being our last choice before realizing it was just us 2 remaining. We couldn't bring ourselves to fight each other after struggling in these murder games to finally get here. The final round commenced, and he pressed the button. He fell off trying to end himself for me, but climbed back up so we could face each other one last time. As I stared into him, I knew what must be done. We both stared at each other one final time as I said, "Thank you for everything," into the chat before throwing the pole at him, causing him to fly off the edge. He gave me one final salute before dying, and I was the only one left on the platform. The games were over. I had survived. The VIPs stared down at me as I descended to the floor below. I won all the money, but at what cost? I lost my only teammate, Hedgehog, and I may never see him again. Even so, I am grateful that we were able to meet with each other for the first and last time. You will be missed, Hedgehog.